Now you join me under a Lexus NX300h because we need to replace the rear pads and the rear disc because these are a bit knackered. So first thing to do is remove these bolts here. So there is that, and then you need, right under here there's a 19mm, so you need a really thin 19mm spanner, and we don't have one, so we're going to use a pair of mole grips instead. And it's just a case of just loosen it. Should just be able to get to the point we can get out of it. Same again on here. Sweet. This might seem a bit odd because it looks like I'm halfway through it, but this will make sense. You need to remove this clip first. So what you do is you get in these two little pins here, you need to get a flathead screwdriver. The best thing to do as well, use a bit of brake cleaner and a small brush of some description, and just give it a properly good clean in there. You need it to be clean in order to remove it, and then you can do your wind back, which is what I'll show you now. So when you've got your screwdriver into these two pins here, you just do that and then give it a wiggle and it'll come out just like that. So you want your black going into the left hand side and then your positive going into the right, and you'll hear the caliper wind back, and you need to keep doing that until it stops. So what we've got is a cable running down into some jump leads, going into the positive and negative points on my 330D. And once you've removed those two bolts, make sure the handbrake's off as well, as we've just found out. That should just slide off. You put that there. And it's just a case of slide these out like that. A little bit low. There's a huge amount of lipping on this brake disc here, so it needs to be changed anyway. And to change that, we're going to have to undo the other part of the caliper, which is these bolts here. And hopefully I should be able to get my Ugga Dugga gun onto it, and they are 17s. They are 17s. Ah, you bastard. Right, we'll get a spanner on that one. But on the top one. Clear this out the way. And then get it stuck. If in doubt, throw it against the wall. Just going to use some Ravenol rust remover. 5% off, obviously, in the description. We're going to get Barry on it. There we go. If in doubt, get Barry the breaker bar. Right, and then, ta-da! Then we have a new pad, new disc. Very simple. These just line up with those and slide on. What I am going to do with this slider, this caliper holder, is just grab a bit of the old Ravenol Brake Cleaners and just give it a bit of a clean. and get that all over my hands.
On the drive.
And the drive, obviously. And then we can start putting that back on. Literally the same way it came on. Came off, should I say. These majestic bolts of bastardness. Game of find the hole.
Who were?
Who were? And then we will obviously tighten that up properly using a bit of Barry. In the case of the top one, an agadaga. There we go, make sure that's nice and tight. Right, then we have our new pads. Thank you. You can see it's like a push clip system. Oh, hello. So if you slide it in that way first. We'll slide it in that way first. And then my tiny mind will work this out. Yeah. And you literally just bastard. There we go. Same with the other one. Exactly the same. It just goes on and fits like that. So there's actually no rear sliders on the back of these, which is odd. But that's fine. We're just going to give the piston a bit of a clean.
Oh, over here. Over here. Yeah, go.
So what we have to do is you need to wind the caliper back, and to do that you need to put 12 volts on the actual caliper itself, like the motor. So what you can see here is we've got my lovely 330D connected all the way to some cables here, and then what you need to do is the negative has to go on the left hand connector here, and the positive it goes on the right, and you'll hear it whinge, and what that's doing is it's winding the caliper back, and you need to keep going until it stops. What I should have done is do this first, but I didn't. So once you've wound it back fully, it's just a case of slide it on, make sure these holes are lined up, get your bolts. This is where the jiggery pokery comes in. Just need to shove it around as you're doing it. Got a 14. Annoyingly you can't get a socket on here. So it's this way, all the way. Nice. And the bottom one. And then once you've done that, it's a case of get this and plug it back in, and then you can put the wheel on, and that's how to do that. So that is how to change change the rear pads and discs on a Lexus NX300h. There's a mess of tools everywhere, don't worry about that. But yeah, that's going to do it. If you need any kind of like links or anything, they're all down in the description below, including the 5% discount for Ravenol. Be sure to subscribe, give us a like, it does massively help. And hopefully we'll be doing some more. I do need to change the oil on this, so that's going to be the next one for it as well. But peace, love and rock and roll.